Hello, hi, this is Wenjiao, and in this video, I want to introduce how I completed this project, cloud computing project, and this is my report, the Word version. So basically, I will talk about from the starting point, from the snapshot image, how I move the data to S3, and then how I extracted the data and created EMR, load the data into HDFS, and do all the analysis. Okay. So here is my AWS environment, and from the from the snapshot image, I created a EC2 instance here. And within the EC2 instance, I created a EBS volume. And with the EBS volume, I used as a snapshot as an image. So afterwards, I can copy all the data inside as the EBS volume to a S3 bucket. Then in this S3 bucket, I have this raw data. Raw data folder basically is the same data we have in the data volume in the image. And then I use the lambda to extract all the data into another folder. The lambda I used is I basically have two methods. Handle zip file basically help us to find the zip file for each zip file, find its path, and after it find it, it will send the path to extract the zip file lambda and call this lambda function. This lambda function basically can run in distributed manner for handling each zip file and extract them into a bunch of CSV files and copy them into targeted S3 bucket location. So after those lambda function finishes, I will have um, this process data, and this process data basically um, have all the CSV files already. And after extraction, I created the EMR service. And for the EMR service, I use the 3 M5X large node, which I find that's enough for handling all the processing. And for loading the data into HDFS, I use a step here and use the command runner jar and use this S3 dist cp command. And for S3, for south, I use this S3 location where I extracted all data to. And destination is HDFS folder with some subpath. And then inside the EMR, after the data is loaded into HDFS, um, I compiled the Hive command for data table creation. So for this table, I have created all the fields accordingly. Uh, these fields are in correspondence with all the fields available in the CSV files. As the files are organized in flight year and flight month, so I use these two as partition. And then after the table is created, I add all the partitions for each year and each month for every single month from 1988 to 2008. These are all data. So this is the command for table creation. I also created a file called a queries, and here I have all the commands for making the queries. And here I have the query for different questions. For question 1.1, it asks whether we can find for each airport what's the average delay, what's the total number of flights. So basically, I'm joining the two tables based on the origination and destination. For each table, I'm counting all the flights. And after this table is created, I'm adding the departing flight from second table and the arriving flight from departing flight from first table and arriving flight from second table. I'm uh, I'm taking a sum of them. Then this is the number of total flights. And then I order it in decreasing order and pick the first 10. That's busiest airports. And question 1.2, it asks for different airlines what's the average delay. So this one I'm again querying from the flight and group by the unique carrier, which is the airline. And then for each group, I calculate the arrival delay and take the average. And then I order it and limit it 10. That will show us the first 10 airlines that with the smallest average delay. Now for question group 2.1, this one asks for a combination of airport and carrier. What's the average delay? So for this one, um, firstly, I create an external table on DynamoDB, and then in the Hive, I'm querying in the inner is the table. I'm grouping the entries by origination and unit carrier, and for each group, I'm calculating the delay, departure delay. And after this table is created, I rank over the departure delay, then have all the entries. And then I write it into the DynamoDB table. I can query from the table and I query for the selected airports. And second question, group 2 asks for different combination of origination and destination. What's the average delay? So similarly for this one, in the inner is the table, I'm querying for different combination of origination and destination. I'm calculating the average departure delay. And afterwards, I'm ranking over the departure delay for different combination of origination and destinations. Afterwards, I write the result into this table, this DynamoDB table, and afterwards we can query inside that table for different airports. For question 2.3, it asks for different route and different carrier, what's the average delay? So for this one, because route involves both origination and destination, so in the inner is the table for this one, I'm using group for origination, destination, and unit carrier. And for each group, I'm calculating the average delay. And after the table is created, I will rank over the average delay and partition by origination, destination, and also carrier. And partition by origination and destination. Carrier is just another column. And after this one is created, I will concatenate the origination destination. This will be our route as in the final table. And afterwards, I can make queries on different combination of the routes. In group 3, the 3.2 asks for a more complicated itinerary. In this one, we have origination, which I call X here, and intermediate stop, I call Y here, and final destination, I call Z here. So firstly, I create this table X, Y, Z, and then I will write into this table based on the queries. In the query, I will firstly query for the first segment of the flight. Basically, I have the limitation here. For example, the departure time need to be in morning and flight year 2008, and it cannot be cancelled. And also, I'm ranking by the average delay. Similarly, for second segment, I'm using a similar structure. It just as I need to do some adjustment on the limitations. The departure time need to be in the afternoon. And after the creation of the two tables, I'm choosing the first one for both of them so that I can make sure that the flight is very efficient and no delay is happening. And the second thing I need to limit is that the definition on first table is the origination on the second table. And also I have limitation on the date. The first flight plus 2 need to be the date for the second flight. And after this table created, I insert it into the table XYZ. And afterwards, I can make queries accordingly as described in the task. So that's the whole process. I finished this project, and here's the Word version, which have more details. That's all. And also, I have copied all the result for execution result in the EMR, and the total execution time is about half an hour, and every result is here. So that's all. Thank you.